every time I try to do an intro naturally, I just botch it.
It's dumb.
I know, it's dumb.
You're not dumb. It's dumb.
Things that I do are dumb.
Yeah.
And that's one. What do you say we dive right into it?
To the bed that I just made?
Yes.
Great. I would love to just be horizontal.
Yes. It's been a day, but I want to get to know you right out of the gate.
Ask away.
You're a personal trainer.
This is true.
How long have you been a personal trainer for?
About 11 years.
Wow. And what certifications do you have as a personal trainer?
I have the National Academy of Sports Medicine, commonly referred to as NASM, just CPT, which is their certified personal trainer. I have the NASM CES, which is their corrective exercise specialty. I have one or two like group fitness accoutrements. I don't remember the certifying body through those. It's affiliated with NASM. I'm not sure. And then I also have my Bachelor's of Health and Human Service in sport performance, and that came prepackaged with a minor in fitness entrepreneurship.
Very cool.
Thank you.
So from a pretty young age, you kind of knew you wanted to work in fitness in some capacity.
Yeah, I'd actually thought that I wanted to go into dietetics, but I couldn't pass chemistry. I took it 3 times in my freshman year. I failed the first 2 attempts, and then I withdrew my 3rd attempt at chemistry.
Okay. Yeah,
I just couldn't.
Chemistry sucks.
Just couldn't make it happen. So, and when I was in high school, we had the option to choose our like science elective. We could choose chemistry or we could choose physics. And I went with physics because at the end of the year, you got to go to Cedar Point. It's like, of course I'm going to fucking go to Cedar Point with all my friends. I'm not a nerd.
Right.
So I think if I would have had like an intro to chemistry in high school, I would have been okay. Cause I'm also like not dumb. I just couldn't make it happen. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I did get to go to Cedar Point.
Yeah. And for any listeners who may not be local to the Midwest, Cedar Point is like the best theme park, amusement park, roller coaster park.
Probably in the States.
Yeah. I think at least that I've been to in the whole country. They have some like record breaking rides, the tallest, the fastest, the tallest like drop coaster. I think maybe the most coasters.
I would think that park is huge.
Yeah.
Do you know the theme song to Millennium Force?
Isn't it? Baby, I'm ready to go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you just went for it.
Yeah. And then there's one, I want to say the Magnum's is Love Shack. Every time I'm in line for the Magnum.
You're like, why is this on?
Yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite place to go like in the summer.
I know.
Just, it's so cool. So as a personal trainer, do you have any heartwarming success stories out of all the clients you've worked with? You got any? Yeah, you worked with a ton. I know.
I've worked with a lot. That's like a decade of my life. I'm trying to think. I've got one that comes to mind right off the bat. Her name is Rachel. And God bless her, she and her family moved to Arkansas recently, just like in the last few months. Over the course of the last however many years, I think we met in 2020. It might have been 2021. I truly don't remember, but we became very, very good friends. She lost just so much weight. And along the way, she got so incredibly strong. She actually, she started doing CrossFit and Olympic weightlifting. She got very, very, very muscular along the way. But because she had lost so much weight, she had so much excess skin that she actually had a procedure done called the Belt 360. Are you familiar with this?
I don't think I've heard of the Belt 360.
Okay,
no.
It's wild. She had a surgery where they like literally cut her body in half and they removed 360 degrees, a band of skin. It was like 7 inches.
Ooh.
And then they pulled her legs up like a pair of pants and sewed her back together.
Pulled the skin up.
Yes, pulled the skin of her legs up like pants.
I might have to bleep that for the squeamish.
They stitched her back up.
Wow.
And they like created a new belly button because they removed her belly button.
Wow.
And she got her boobies done. She got some titties.
She got some tats.
She got some tats.
Big old tats.
Big old titties.
Yeah, that's crazy. Of her whole journey, do you know how much weight she ended up losing?
I believe when she first started, I believe she was 380.
Okay.
And she's maybe 5'7".
Mm.
So like Mamacita was walking around in a big body. She had a gastric bypass procedure and then, months after that, when she was cleared for exercise and everything, she came in and she got a personal trainer, and she was such a riot. And she's become a really good friend. We actually have matching tattoos. I have it right on my inside bicep, and she's got it down on her like hip area.
What's the tattoo?
It's the Great Wave. So it's like,
yeah, I've seen it.
This.
Yeah. So that whole time I was pretending, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is my wife, everybody. I was going to pretend. I know Rachel. I don't know all the stuff I'm going to ask you, though.
You don't?
No, I absolutely don't.
We've been together for like 5 years.
But I wanted to ask questions that I legitimately don't necessarily know the answers to. I think that's like a Larry King strategy where when he interviews guests, he purposefully doesn't research them so he can learn about the person along with it. It's like we've talked for hundreds, if not thousands of hours, so we know each other very, very well. But I jotted some stuff down in my brain sack.
Ooh, big old brain sack.
Yeah, big old brain sack. And one that comes to mind. So one thing I do know about you is you used to compete.
I did.
In like bodybuilding.
Yeah, very soft core. I was in the bikini division of the NPC, which is the National Physique Committee. Yes, very, very soft core bodybuilding. I was at no point as muscular as I am now.
Oh.
But I was wearing significantly less clothing than I am now.
Yeah, fair. And I'm going to get a little personal. While you were competing, were you actively drinking?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So that's the part I wanted to get into because for me it was
partying.
Yeah, it was always very difficult for me to maintain any sort of semblance of regimented exercise and nutrition while I was out there drinking. It just, when I was drinking, it just kind of consumed my life. Like I was very lazy when I was drinking. Not only was going to the gym and meal prepping out of the question, but like simple things like grocery shopping and getting to class were out of the question.
Sure.
So how did you stay regimented while drinking? Was there anything in particular that?
Yeah, mostly just like eating disorders. Like, I'll be real with you. I was severely anorexic and bulimic. The anorexia manifested through like extreme calorie restriction, like food logging, macronutrient counting, like weighing and measuring all my food. I remember there was a point in time where I literally, like, I was living with my my roommate at the time. Her name is Carmen, who she still competes to this day. She actually just placed in the top 5 at whatever show she was doing. I think it was in New Jersey. She looked beautiful. But I remember, like, I think it was before the first show that we ever did, I was just like sitting in front of the fridge, like crying and just like eating stevia by the spoonful. Isn't that so sad?
Yeah.
It's so sad.
What was with the stevia?
It's sugar-free. And it has a laxative effect, which is great because bulimia can also manifest, by abusing laxatives, like inducing vomiting or just like obsessive exercising.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? My last guest on this podcast, a fella named Craig, who you haven't met, he has a very wild weight loss journey. And he was up to, I think he said in the 280s. And he underwent a very extreme weight loss where we got down to about 160. So very tremendous weight loss. And I asked him, and I was just like, at that point, when you lost 120 plus pounds, how did it feel? Like mentally, did you feel great? Did you feel, and he goes,
you probably felt like shit.
He goes, do you want me to be honest? I said, yeah. And he goes, no, I wasn't happier at all. And he said it was very important for him to pair this weight loss with some therapy because he said he had a little bit of body dysmorphia issues. So I think that's a cautionary tale with what you mentioned, what Craig mentioned, and that, like, if you're looking to make a change in your diet, gain weight, lose weight, whatever, it seems like one thing you want to be mindful of is just making sure you're comfortable in your own skin and in your body throughout the process.
Well, I mean, I think that's a great call out and a great point. But I think, like, for me specifically, a lot of it was coming from, like, what's my intention here? And, like, I was very much just, it was attention was my intention. I was young, I was pretty, and then I just happened to have, like, this shockingly lean and fit looking body, you get a lot of attention, and that feels really, really good,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really kind of where it came from for me.
Yeah. You're still so beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure. I knew what you meant. You meant, because you said, I was young, I was
Yeah.
pretty.
Well, thank you.
And I knew you were referring to that time, but I didn't want it to slip under the radar that you were like, I was pretty back in my
day.
Back in my day.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah. Rose. Rose, you're so stupid. You're so stupid, Rose. So stupid, Rose. That's a recommendation. Titanic. So let's dive right into your challenge. You are undergoing some sort of strength training that I don't know much about. And
Great.
I'm going to let you kind of take the wheel and explain exactly what you're doing. If I pop in with some dumb entry-level questions, forgive me. But yeah, why don't you tell us about the strength training you're going to...
Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, I finished my first ever strength cycle. It was a 4.5-5 week program where at the beginning I had tested my 1 rep max on 3 different lifts: my bench press, my back squat, and my deadlift. Mm-hmm. And then I used those values. A 1 rep max means you can pick the weight up and put it down 1 time. So it is 100% of the weight that you can move. And I started, what were those starting numbers? My bench press was 135 pounds. My back squat was 245 pounds. And then my deadlift was also 245 pounds. And then over the course of the next 4 weeks, I followed a very regimented, percentage-based linear progression. And then at the 5th week, I retested my values. And my deadlift went up 20 pounds to 265.
When you say retested your values, you just mean...
I retested my maxes.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, I think I said the wrong thing there.
Okay.
And so I retested, and my deadlift went up 20 pounds to 265, which was pretty good. My squat went up 30 pounds to 275, which is phenomenal. I only weigh about 140, so that was really good.
And when you're doing the squat, you do the bar across the back, your shoulders, on your back that?
Yeah. Okay. I did also test my front squat. It went from 185 to 205. But the front squat was not part of the training program. I just tested it just to see everything else went up. I wonder if this did too.
Yeah. And what was, you said the squat was how much?
My back squat?
Yeah.
275.
Oh, so back squat quite a bit more than the front squat.
Yeah.
Is that pretty common?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I don't think there's anybody out there who can front squat more than their back squat.
Okay.
And I think that's just to do with the spinal loading. If you gain 200 pounds on the front of your body, it's a lot more core musculature than what you have to use for the back of your body. Mm-hmm. And just bodies can't do that, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then my bench press, she went up 5 pounds, but that's okay. It's still, that puts me at body weight for bench press.
That's great.
And I don't think that there are a ton of, just regular women out there that can do that, which is really cool.
That are benching that much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It felt really good. Yeah.
So when you undergo a strength training cycle, is that the right term? Cycle?
Yeah.
Programming?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a goal in mind in terms of the amount of weight you're going to lift at your max?
Yeah, I did. It was myself and a couple of gym buddies from the gym. This plan is going according to plan.
Chris Roos, who's going to be on next week's episode, he did the cold plunge and the stretching.
Did.
Yeah.
And so we all just wrote down what our projections were.
I just caught that. This plan is going
according to plan.
What was that from? The Woody
the Woodpecker movie.
Recommendation.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
What was it? Woody the Woodpecker Goes to Summer Camp?
Yeah, something like that.
It was so good.
Just the most random movie.
For no reason.
Yeah. So side note, every Tuesday night we do a family movie night with our son, Julian, and we take turns picking. So it was his pick. And he was going to pick a Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3.
We vetoed it.
Which got vetoed.
It's so bad.
So then we were just browsing Netflix and we just stumbled upon, the most random movie ever. Woody Woodpecker Goes to Summer Camp. And we were all like, okay, he wanted that. So we watched it. Wasn't bad.
It was honestly really good, and it's got like some pretty significant one-liners in it.
Yes.
What was the other one?
I don't know, that guy who was the camp counselor for
Yeah.
like the military
He
camp.
was really funny.
He was funny. I haven't seen him in anything else.
No, but this plan is going according to plan. It's like one of my favorite things to say.
Yes. You could tell they had, in the writer's room, they had some sort of like quick, punchy joke type comic.
They had to.
And because there was a lot of just zingers, and they were like, that was funny.
It was funny.
Sometimes a PG movie out of nowhere will surprise you.
Legitimately funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did go through and write down our projections. I didn't hit any of mine, but again, I didn't know. I've never done a strength cycle before. So now that I'm going through and I'm doing it again, I'm starting on Monday. I've got a little bit better idea of like what to expect. So I'm hoping to add 15 to 20 pounds to both my deadlift and my squat. And then as far as my bench goes, I would like to get another 5 pounds. See if I can get 145.
Cool. And you did a in-body, right? Beforehand. So will you explain what an in-body is?
Yeah, I would love to. So an in-body is a very fancy scale. It will tell you your weight, which is fine. But more importantly, it will tell you like what that weight is coming from. So it will tell you your body composition. It uses 13 different contact points for some bioelectric impedance, which is just a pretentious way of saying non-harmful electric current. Muscle mass is mostly water. So the different frequencies kind of pass just right through that. And then it will bounce off like any muscle mass, like subcutaneous fat and other adipose tissue that you have in your body. And it will print out into a readable form. So at the beginning.
Can I stop you?
Yeah.
Adipose tissue.
Fat.
Okay.
Just fat.
Easy. Just
fat.
Just the fat.
Just the fat stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I don't stop to ask, and if stuff's going right over my head, sometimes I
Nothing
gotta...
gets over my head. Reflexes are much too quick.
What's that from?
Really?
Nothing gets over my head. My reflexes are much too quick. Princess Bride.
No, I'm Drax, John Bautista in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Of the Galaxy, that's right.
Yeah. Are you embarrassed?
A little bit, but I've only seen that movie one time.
Okay.
And
well,
that was
that's
on
fine.
that was on the big Avengers.
We chewed through it. Yeah.
Every Avengers movie.
We were like the hungry caterpillar through the Avengers movies.
Exactly.
Just chomping.
And after watching all, I feel like I got so many more just pop culture references that have been made in the zeitgeist of whatever. You like that? Zeitgeist. Yes. So, in body.
Yeah.
You were saying adipose.
Yeah.
Adamus.
Optimus Prime.
Adamus Finch.
That's good.
Takea M. Bird. Kill a Mockingbird.
I know. Harper Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in body, basically, it tells you more than just how much you weigh.
Correct.
Much more.
It tells you your body composition, which is very, very important.
Much more.
There's been a huge shift just like in health and fitness and wellness lately, where just like weight just doesn't matter as much as people thought that it did, which is great. Like weight is just gravity. You know, I'm 5'5". I'm about 141 pounds. I'm like at the top end of healthy. I'm close to being an overweight person. And my question is, where?
That's funny.
Where?
Yeah. Very accurate. I've heard the same with Joe Rogan. He's gone to the doctor and he's
probably overweight.
Yeah,
he might be obese.
He's very short.
He's short.
And he's just a bowling
just
ball.
Just a fucking unit.
Yes. And, that term, it seems silly to slap that label on someone who's obvious. Like, it's like, I could see if that's just like the general rule. But if you're a doctor and you just look at someone with your eyeballs, you're like, you're not obese.
Totally.
You're 12% body fat
right.
or whatever. Which by the way, the in-body will tell you body fat percentage.
Exactly. So it will take the relationship of your total weight, your skeletal muscle mass represented in pounds, and then your body fat mass also represented in pounds, and it will display that as a percentage, which we commonly refer to as your body composition, but that's interchangeable with your body fat percentage.
Okay. Another funny story. We brought Julian, a 6-year-old son, in there to get
To do an in-body.
An in-body, and his body fat percentage was hilarious. How much was it?
It was 3%.
3%
body fat.
3% body fat.
He had 1.5 pounds of body fat
Yeah.
on his body, which seems accurate.
Yeah.
And he was like, is that good? And I was like, you know what, buddy? You are so healthy and strong.
Yeah.
Well, is it better than dad's? I was like, you guys are both very healthy.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think there's any data on
Children.
children's body composition.
Right. Just that. I mean, what a way to give them, body dysmorphia issues at a young age.
Great idea.
Like, he's at 3%.
We should start now.
He should be aiming for 2%.
Fatty.
But yeah, that was hilarious. I, on the other hand, last time I did one, I went up a little bit, but it was like so it was 3 things. It was post holidays.
Sure.
I had eaten a large meal before coming in.
Totally.
And to be honest, I just started a new weird nutrition thing where I'm doing meat and fruit only for the month of January. I don't know when this is going to come out. For whatever month you're in, folks. So I was kind of trying to pad the numbers to make it higher so that when I do it again.
It's going to be really dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. But yeah, Brian had the one. You remember? Thank you for that. Brian had the one with his 100 push-ups a day for 40 days, and we saw some crazy results there.
Yeah, we saw some improvements with his composition and his skeletal muscle mass. That was great.
Yeah. So when you are doing this strength training, are you? Because I know you said you were trying to lift heavier weights. Simple. Are you trying to make any numbers move on the in-body? Are you trying to go up or down there?
So, I mean, I always like the idea of having a lower body fat percentage. I don't ever anticipate stepping on stage again. I kind of entertained the idea over the summer. I like being muscular. I like feeling sturdy. I like being somebody that, like, if I happen to be walking to my vehicle in the parking lot, I don't look like an easy target. I don't ever want to be in a position where somebody thinks, oh, I'm a getter. So I'll like take off my jacket and I'm like, no, you won't, punk. Right? I like the feeling of like independence that like being a strong body gives me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to feel like a badass. So, sure. When I did my in-body before the first strength cycle, I think my composition, it was like maybe 21.9%. The ideal range for, I hate that verbiage, but whatever. The ideal range for women is anywhere between 18 and 28%, with 23 being like the bullseye. I think it was like 22.9 or 22.1, something right around there. And then I just did one.
No, when they say 23 being the bullseye, they mean for like a Sally soccer mom, just who.
The average American woman is closer to like 35 to 37% body fat.
Okay.
Average.
Okay.
A fit woman, the ideal for fitness is probably about 23% for like general fitness. If we're talking about somebody who considers himself an athlete or somebody who like competes in athletic performance, which is just the definition of athlete. So that was dumb. It makes sense to be a little bit lower.
Yeah. Well, that term actually came up not too long ago, and I ChatGPT'd it, and it doesn't necessarily mean it has to compete in athletic competition to be an athlete.
Fair.
I think just intentionally being physically active, I think is enough.
Yeah. So like I would consider myself an athlete.
Definitely.
But I don't compete. I don't know. I might want to do like a powerlifting meet. Stay tuned. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, when I did my most recent one, I was actually down to 20% body fat. I lost a very small amount of body fat along the way, but I actually ended up putting on about 1.5 pounds of lean mass, which is really cool.
That's awesome. Very cool.
So if I could just keep that going, I sized up in my jeans. So maybe I'll get a little more dump truck action. We'll see.
A little more booty action.
Yeah, a little more booty. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm not going to say no to that. Not going to say no to that. So switching gears a little bit, working in fitness for so long, are there any common misconceptions that you run into, like working with new clients or even current clients?
I don't want to get big. I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get big.
Yeah.
Girl, I've been trying to get big for 15 years, and this is as far as it's gotten me.
Same. Yeah.
Like, There's no bigness. It's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to get big.
Yeah. So is that particularly women that don't want to get
like I would say, I mean, I feel like all statistics are made up, but I would say that like 80% of the prospective clients that I meet, you know, they come in and they have a body composition goal, whether or not they have the language to express that. They want more muscle and less body fat. Welcome to the club, don't we all? But she'll always lead with, but I don't want I want to look like a man. And I will always say this. I'll be like, okay, well, I lift heavy weights 6 days a week. I've been trying to get bigger for 15 years. And this is all it's gotten me. And they're like, oh, okay. Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. That's not bad. And I'm like, thank you.
That's flattering.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, very flattering.
My job's awesome.
Yeah.
I wear sweatpants and get complimented all day long.
Well, not only that, as of this recording, Christmas isn't in the so far distant past.
Right.
And I was just admiring the relationships that you build and the people that you help, but also being kind of jealous because nobody gets me anything at work.
I got a lot of goodies.
Yeah. Like what kind of gifts did you get from
got
clients?
So many, and some of them are just they're really thoughtful. So my client / friend Tony, who I just absolutely adore, we went to the Green Day concert together. She's come over and we done her nails together. She got me this really fun facial roller. I love it. I don't know what it does, but I love it. So it's just got this little baby rolling pin for my face. She got me that and some stuff for a gel manicure kit. Somebody got me they upgraded their Apple Music plan to share family services with me so that I could listen to ad-free music. So that was nice. I actually got this scarf. Ooh. From a client.
Show the camera. This is only for the YouTube watchers.
She also gave me, sorry, I just spoke over you.
No, it's okay. For the Spotify listeners, can you describe the scarf?
Oh, yes. It's long.
Long.
And it's strong.
Is it strong?
And it's got to get the friction on.
Is the friction is nice.
It's very soft. It's kind of like a buffalo plaid situation, but with some different pastels and kind of neutrally fall. It's just pretty. Just get off Spotify and watch the YouTube video.
Yeah, come over to YouTube.
Come
subscribe.
on over.
We're growing. We're growing real quick.
Yeah, and she also got me these really fun socks that have some kettlebells and dumbbells and just various fitness equipment. And then on the bottom of one it says "Trust me," and on the bottom of the other it says "I'm a personal trainer."
Oh, I like that.
That was really cute. And I got just some general goodies. I got a few snacks. Chris Roos and his wife Melanie got me this they called it Bling Wash. It's a handmade jewelry cleaner, and you put it in the microwave and then take it out and you can put your jewelry in it and it cleans everything up really nicely. So that was great.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I think I got some candles. Got a Banana Republic scarf from my client Hassan, who I also have just really come to care about. I got $50 from the, what's it called when you're the judge of a city? Is that the district attorney?
Oh, you're asking the wrong fella. The Supreme Court.
He's the Supreme Court Justice of Garden City.
No, what was your gift? The district attorney?
Yeah, is that right? But he's a judge.
Okay, he's just a judge then.
All right.
The judge of the city.
The city judge.
City judge.
He gave me $50, which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Rick.
Well, we're local to Detroit, so I think that would be Trick for us.
Trick?
The rapper. Head of the Goon Squad. Welcome to Detroit City. Where's my gangsters and all my... So, say there's a fella or
I'm serious. You're going to cut all that out, though, right?
I might.
Okay.
Yeah. Say there's a fella or a gal out there that they want to get in... to the gym, but they're scared.
Don't be
scared.
Nobody's looking at you.
Nobody's looking at you.
Nobody's looking at you. Literally,
okay.
Nobody cares.
Okay. So if I feel like I'm really weak, but I go in there and I see a bunch of just sweaty, just buff dudes and
buff dudes, man.
Buff dudes with big pecs and dicks. You went for the D. I went for the P. So,
oh man.
So just don't be scared.
Yeah, I mean, there are literal people whose job it is to like show you how to do things. So like find a reputable club, take some classes. Yeah.
Is that how to say that?
Yeah.
Reputable.
Reputable?
You say reputable?
What's wrong with it?
All right, got a comments. Tell us how to say that word, reputable versus reputable. They're just going to type it.
How are we going to differentiate?
Darn.
Okay, so A is reputable and B is
reputable.
Wrong.
I think it's reputable.
I think it's reputable.
This is going to be like another one of them Yosemite arguments.
Okay, leave me alone. I was wrong. Yosemite was just wrong.
Why
do they spell Yosemite like that?
It's wrong.
It's right.
But
what?
So you say just go to the gym.
Yeah. And like take a few classes. Don't be scared. Nobody is looking at you. Nobody is secretly like taking a video of you and going to post it to their TikTok because they will get just beat up. They will get torn apart if they do that. Right. Nobody's doing that.
Right. It's very, very bad gym etiquette that you don't see. Like
no, I have never seen that. I've never even like overheard or seen people like making fun of anybody. And like we are all there to help. Like I don't make six figures, right? I did not get into this industry because I was like, that's it, I'm gonna retire early. No, I like teaching people how to do things, and we all do. Like any trainer worth their salt like does it because they want to help. We just want to help you out, man. So like if you're at the club or you're at the gym and you need a hand with something and you don't know how to do something, please ask. We love it. Please ask. We're not going to try to force you to purchase a personal training service. Just ask us. And we would absolutely 110% love to help you out.
Definitely. Yeah.
But if you keep asking us, we are going to ask you to pay.
Yes.
You get like a couple free questions.
Yeah, you get a couple
after that.
freebies.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Then it's
don't take advantage of my kindness.
Yeah, don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
Yeah. I'm at work. Kindness don't pay the bills.
No. So to touch back on something you mentioned at the beginning, I had this question just kind of bebopping in my head. With all of your certifications, you said there was 1 or 2 for group classes. Are you not able to train a group without said certification?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So we also have like the company that I work for has internal certifications. So even if I didn't have my external credentials, I could still do the group classes because the internal credentials are required.
Oh.
I just have those because I think it makes me a little bit more marketable. But I don't think I'm going to go to another gym let alone anytime soon. So
yeah, just all those letters at the end of your name.
I want the whole alphabet. Yeah, like I like the idea of like getting my USAW, which is like the Olympic weightlifting certifications, like the snatch and the clean and jerk. Yeah, we can actually maybe circle back and talk about that because it's like a weekend long workshop and you have to like get a hotel and stay there. Yeah.
Cool.
I would really, really like to. It's probably a couple grand, but
yeah,
be sweet.
Is it because I know as a personal trainer, a little bit of insider info for the folks at home, there are certain tiers of personal trainer that the way I understand it, you could speak to it more obviously, but the more certifications that you have as a personal trainer, the higher your commission, right?
So that's how it works at the club that I am at. So like an entry-level trainer is like a tier 1 trainer. Maybe they're a new hire. Maybe they don't have a ton of experience. They're a little bit green. Great. They come in and their commission rate is set at 1 rate. Then there's like your tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4, like master plus level trainers. And when I was in management, that was the commission that I was making because I was on salaried. So they were like, we can't give her too much money.
Of course.
But as of right now, just with the experience that I've had, my length of time in the company, and then the credentials that I have as well, I've got like the highest commission rate myself. And then there are 2 other employees who have been there for a decently long time.
Cool. So we've covered quite a bit in the personal training world and about your challenge, your strength training challenge.
I'm really excited. I'm super, super, super excited to start again.
I get excited because you get so
Are you
excited.
serious?
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
I'm really pumped.
Yeah. Was there anything, I'm trying to think, was there anything you were hoping to touch on in that realm? There's a couple other topics just some fun stuff that I wanted to touch on. But in terms of the challenge, personal training, was there anything you were hoping to touch on that I didn't ask?
I don't think so.
I got one.
What?
I totally forgot. What does your nutrition look like throughout this? Do you
Just eating.
just eating?
Just eating. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it's definitely a caloric surplus because I'm starving all the time. I'm so hungry. I have noticed I've
Let me
gotten.
pause. Sorry to stop you, but caloric surplus. There may be some who might not know what
I'm
that
eating
means.
more.
You're eating more?
I'm just eating more.
Kind of eating more than you're burning.
That would be the definition of a caloric surplus. In my mind, I'm just eating more than I normally do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Just that's it. I'm
Yeah.
eating more than I normally do because my lifts are more intense than they normally are. I'm also like this time through because I noticed like I just felt myself just feeling like thicker all around, which is fine.
Thicker than a snicker.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. But I also want to make sure that I'm not like I really like jump roping. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I have noticed I'm like, this is really hard. This is harder than it should be. So this time around, I'm also going to integrate like a few days of cardio. Whereas my last strength cycle, I didn't do, I think I did like 1 day a week. I would jump rope for like 5 minutes and be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, let me throw this out there because this is a very impressive thing that I would say 98% of people can't accomplish. With the jump rope, didn't you do a triple under?
I've done a few triple unders. Yeah.
That is crazy. So if you don't know what that is, that's jumping up and it going under your feet 3 times while you're in one.
You got it.
One jump.
One
yeah.
hop. Mm-hmm.
I haven't jump roped probably since like middle school, just in gym class, but I don't think I could pull that out. It would take some serious training for me to be able to pull that off.
It's pretty hard. I'm pretty proficient at double unders. Like I can string those together consecutively, and that's not like a ton of a problem for me. I think the most I've gotten is like, I don't know, 74 or something. But with the triple unders, I get a lot more welts than I do completed reps. It's really, really, really challenging.
Yeah.
I think I've never strung them together. But I think I've gotten 7 of them in my life. So
You're very easy to talk to.
oh, well, thanks.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just because I'm married to you or what. And I'm not trying to put it on. I'm not trying to like get lucky tonight or anything
It's
like
working.
that. All right. Well, camera's off. Let's go. Just joking. But yeah, you're very easy to talk to. Smooth transition here. Doesn't have to be in the fitness world, but something we do here on the Relentless podcast is talk about pet peeves, things that piss you off, get under your skin, gripes. You got anything just in regular day to day or in the fitness world that grinds your gears?
In the fitness world,
Uh-oh.
when people don't be wiping down their stuff, I'm not trying to sit on your snail trail. Damn.
Ooh, that's gross.
It's gross.
You gotta
Wipe it off.
And not just COVID.
Wipe it off. Wipe it off.
Right.
That moisture came from your ass crack.
That's gross.
It's so gross.
Is it worse ass crack versus any other part of the body? Like
Vagina is the worst one.
Oh, there's vag sweat on those machines?
100%.
Wipe down your equipment before and after.
Yeah. Wipe it down, save a life.
Yeah.
Snail trail. Heard it here first.
Right.
Just
100% of gyms have things to wipe down.
100% of gyms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my biggest like fitness gripe.
Yeah.
Wipe it down.
What about re-racking weights?
Re-rack your effing weights. But also like it's kind of fun for me. Like sometimes I'll like have like little like competitions, like either with myself or like if it looks like they're slow at the front desk, I'll be like, let's go re-rack some weights. And I'll like start my timer and I'm like, okay, go. And I like to see like how much I can re-rack.
Yeah.
But
that's pretty cool.
I'm also a little bit insane. So
yeah. I've seen you in action. You just are so enthusiastic, and all your clients and everybody at the gym just has the best things to say about you.
I've got really, really lucky. I got a lot of really cool clients.
Yeah. And just like with your kind heart, it seems cruel to ask you about pet peeves because it's like
I have one.
Well, I mean, I know, and we'll get to,
okay.
But I just mean like it seems cruel to pull the negative out of you when you're so bubbly and enthusiastic
Thank
and
you.
positive.
I'm
Yeah.
also really happy to be bitchy if you want me to.
Let's
let's
get it on. What do you got?
I guess like wait, pet peeves wise or just bitch wise?
Yeah, either one.
Oh. Well, no, I don't feel like being mean right now.
Okay, I got a couple peeves.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hear mine first?
Yeah.
Mouth sounds.
Ooh.
I hate the sounds of mouths.
Like talking? Because we're talking right now.
Talking is fine,
Okay.
but like I hate like our son he was biting his nails for a while and it's like
Do it right up against the mic.
I hate it. Like if the cat is grooming, I hate it.
You can't even do cat mouth
I
sounds?
can't do cat mouth sounds. No. If somebody's like that one, I think I've like actually come close to physically harming you for doing that before.
Yeah, the slurps are bad.
I can't slurp.
Slurps are bad.
Slurps are bad. Mouth sounds. Ugh. I also have a really hard time, and I don't know if it's a pet peeve or if I just think it's gross. I have a really hard time like being in the room while someone else is brushing their teeth.
I'm glad you said that because I think brushing your teeth should become an activity that we do as if we're going pee or poop. Shut the door.
Shut the door.
Should be solo. I think people
solo activity.
That's like the problem.
Solo Sokoa. Yeah.
I'm taking it all. He's got the best theme song. But
I listened to that today during my workout.
it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And it's, I think, partially because we're so used to multitasking as a society.
Sure.
We like brush our teeth and then go lock the door or put the dish in the dishwasher, whatever your other activity might be. But yeah, I think brush your teeth by yourself. Because I got a thing with brushing teeth too. I've brought it up as
you
a
don't like
peeve.
to have someone talk to you or talk while you're brushing your teeth.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
and we have a
okay.
visitor. He's saying hello. Seamus, if you bump the Seamus is one of our cats. Our other cat is Sasha, both
here,
named
sweetie.
after pro wrestlers. And Seamus,
baby.
if you bump these cameras, I will. Well, I won't do anything, but I won't be super
we won't
thrilled.
be happy about it.
But yeah, mouth sounds. I didn't even think of that as one of yours.
Yeah, mouth sounds are bad for me.
Yeah. How about the line to get on the airplane? That has never seemed to bother you very much, but
No.
I think
I like knowing that I'm going to go somewhere.
yes, but I think as a society we get in line for everything else, but for whatever reason you get on a plane
People
and
forget how to do it.
they call zones, but if you're zone 6, you're not waiting for zone 6. Everybody creates this like funnel and everyone's all trying to get in line before their number's called. And I just hate the anxiety of everybody trying to squeeze in. And they should have, at like a theme, like an amusement park, getting on a roller coaster, they should have the rails outside of each terminal so you can start to form the line.
They could do that.
That's what I think. That's my fix of all airports.
I'm trying to think if anything else bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Bad posture.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time.
It's funny. You can't hear posture and not think about your own.
I mean, mine's just like a relaxed posture right
Yeah,
now.
that's great.
I wouldn't say that it's like especially good or erect, but like,
Erector spinae.
yeah, that's your hot dog bun muscles. They run parallel to the spine.
I know.
But yeah, bad posture is one. And like, I can't help but call it out sometimes, which like probably seems a little bit mean, but it just comes from a place of love.
Yeah,
I just don't want you to hurt your neck.
for sure. And I appreciate it. And I think just most people or a lot of people are at their desk, hunched over.
They're so crunchy.
or on their phones.
Oh.
And it's got this like, what's the protracted?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Protracted
so
shoulders?
Protraction is when your shoulders come in front of you.
Mm-hmm. And then you want to be
You want to be
shoulders-
retracted and depressed.
Yes.
So depressed.
And that's another thing, not just with our devices and gadgets, whatever, but stress can kind of make us tense in our shoulders. So we bring them up, and I shrug my shoulders like this, and I look like I know what I'm
What's
talking
that
about.
voice?
That's from Problem Child, I think.
Okay.
He's like, if I shrug my shoulders like this and talk with my hands, it looks like I know what I'm talking about. Problem Child, never seen it?
No.
Man, you've seen like every movie. That's a good one. It's a Dennis Dugan. Unknown, not a very well-known director, but he's directed so many of my favorite comedies he's done. bunch of Sandler movies, from Happy Gilmore to Big Daddy. He's done Saving Silverman. He did The Problem Childs, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head. Another peeve. How about this? When you drop something and it lands in a different goddamn area code, that never makes any sense to me. Like you drop, like watch, I don't have, like watch, I'll drop my chapstick and it always bounces so far away. So like if it's dark, you drop something, you go to look, you're like, oh, it landed right here. Obviously, no, it's not there. Then you look halfway across the room and somehow it boinged 4 feet away. And it
boinged?
Doesn't seem like that's physically possible.
I think it's the funniest part of that is when you said it's in a different area code.
That was funny?
That was funny.
All right, we're keeping it. Anything else that makes you mad? Other than when I try to be funny?
Lateness.
Oh.
I think that's another one too. It is the easiest thing in the world to just be on time.
Yeah. I've always thought that too.
Just be on time. And I know that it's not personal, and I'm not like such an egomaniac that I always take it personally, but just the lateness, chronic lateness,
Fair.
You got caught by a train. Trains are the worst form of transportation. We already know this. You got caught by a train, your kid shit his pants while you're trying to get out the door, whatever. Like that happens. But like chronic lateness just feels so disrespectful to me, and I really take umbrage with that from time to time.
Yeah. Chronic lateness. And my question to these people is, are you late across the board? Are you always late for everything you do? Because I do think for a small percentage of people, there is a thing where they just can't put it together. They're always trying to do one last thing before they leave the house.
They're one more thinging themselves.
They're one more thing.
That's what my client Joanne says.
Yeah. And they just can't get it together. So they're late for everything, work included. And I think that's an important part, because if you were able to make it to work on time, which I would say most professions, you got to be on time. Not all, some are pretty fluid with it. But if you're able to make it to work on time or commitments like that, but for whatever reason, anytime our engagement, you're always late to what we're doing.
Then it feels personal.
Then it feels personal. That's where I take umbrage with, like, I see it a lot at like a 12-step meeting where it's like the same people who are late every single time.
Sure.
Come in after everyone's shared, then hijack and make, go for like a long-winded thing. And it's like, if you didn't take the time to like listen to what I have to say,
I'm not going to listen to you.
And it's a little childish, but
aren't we all?
If it's constant, yes, lateness frustrates me.
Lateness is a bummer.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, man.
Right. But I do think there is a percentage that it just doesn't click. And then I always try to be overly compassionate, and that's like character defect of mine. But I know in other cultures, you say, let's meet for dinner at 5.
Sure.
If they don't show up till 6, totally acceptable. That would drive me nuts.
This is America.
This is America. Did you know that song started as a Drake diss?
I love that.
Yeah. I don't know how that came about or what, but yeah, I saw an interview with Childish Gambino. He said, started as a Drake diss.
Now
we hear.
What song I really liked listening to today?
Sola Sokoa theme song.
Well, yes, but Blow Up by J. Cole. We about to blow up. It was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was super good. I don't always love J. Cole. In fact, I don't know if I could name another J. Cole song, but I was bopping.
Yeah. Is that a newer song or an older song?
I have no idea.
I couldn't identify that one. If I heard it, maybe. But I am a big well, I can't say I haven't heard this song, and I'm a big J. Cole fan.
Huge.
There's a lot of other artists that I listen to way more than J. Cole, but he's one of those artists for me, similar to like a Nas, where I can just put on an album of his.
And just let it play through?
14 songs, and just everything is, between like a 7 and a 9.
Yeah.
And
sounds good on your earbuds.
Yeah. He's got the one album, Forest Hills Drive, where he it's like a chronological story about his like upbringing and stuff.
Oh, that's interesting. That's probably pretty good.
It's good.
This one was on the Friday Night Lights album. So again, I don't know if that is new or old or what, but my Apple Music subscription plopped it on my radar, and I was like, oh, this is wonderful.
I love that.
It was really good.
Love when that happens. So recommendation for you would be this J. Cole song called
Blow Up.
Blow Up.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Maybe mess around and try the whole album. I don't know, but don't come at me if it wasn't good.
So I wonder, is it Friday Night Lights the movie, or I think they made a TV
I think it's
series?
different. So because Friday Night Lights was like
Came out before.
popular when I was in high school.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm class of '09. Go Cards.
05 for me.
Yeah, well.
Go Rocks. We were just rocks. Yeah.
You were rocks?
We were rocks.
Like a rock?
Just a big rock we had in the front of our school.
We were cardinals, which like isn't very intimidating, but like a cardinal's better than a rock.
It's better than a rock. Yeah.
How did I not know that?
Laugh it up.
You
Salem
guys were the rocks?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
We did a cool thing, though. We didn't really do any cool things.
No.
Well, there were the 3 high schools on one campus. So Salem Rocks, Canton Chiefs, pretty common. There's a billion Chiefs out there. But I'm surprised I didn't have to change that because
I'm also surprised.
Getting kind of close. And then the Plymouth, I think, Panthers.
That sounds cool.
Fine. Alliteration.
Sounds right. Yeah.
So recommendations I like to do. Oh, I got a question for you. This was good.
Yeah.
I heard this recently. I like talking about this stuff with you.
What?
Would you rather
Ooh.
die?
Oh.
Or
yes.
would you rather just die or have to relive your life over and over
Die.
for all of eternity?
Just die.
I think I would choose
Absolutely.
that one too.
Yeah. Just be done.
Yeah.
Just be done.
Right. And I think the key would be like your memory stays intact. So you are aware that you've done this before, but you have to do the same
And you can't
thing.
change it?
That's the clinker.
No.
Can't change it.
No. You can't change it?
Nope.
See, like, here's the thing. Big believer that, like, things happen for a reason, you know? But, like, there's been a lot of, like, incredibly painful stuff. Like, not only in my life, I'm certain, but in the lives of, like, people, humanity. No, absolutely not. I'm not going back. I'm not doing that shit again.
Right. I'm just going to
Take me out.
I'm going to do the thing everyone does and I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I
Not
need
special. Not a special person.
Right. Now, if you could guarantee me, even if you said you have to relive the same life, but you could only make one decision different to start a new trajectory, I would probably choose that because I would always be choosing new. Because have you ever wondered, like, what if my big one is
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. My big one is I should have tried out for
baseball.
Freshman year of high
You
school.
should've.
And life, I think, would have been a little different. I think, I love my life. It's great.
Sure.
Very curious if I would have, because I think that would have, I put zero effort into high school.
Right.
Zero effort into
You're smoking a lot of pot.
just getting high, taking naps after school, whatever. Zero effort into growing, into building relationships, becoming a grown-up, all that stuff. And I wonder sometimes, like, what would baseball, high school
done
baseball,
to your life?
have done to me? Yeah.
I don't know if mine are all like really sad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to like really get into mine, but
You got any recommendations?
just in general.
I got one.
Okay.
This stuff, if you're watching on YouTube, beta-alanine. Doesn't matter what brand, but beta-alanine is, you could probably explain it better than I could, Emily, but it's like a powdery substance that is in a lot of pre-workout powders, and it gives you a blast of like kind of tingly energy
Do you want me to take over?
without the caffeine.
Yeah. So it's a vasodilator, which means it makes your blood vessels a little bit bigger. So if you've ever been exercising, let's say you're doing like some bicep curls for the girls and you get like a sick, nasty pump, bro. Beta-alanine will give you a sick, nasty pump, bro. So it's a lot of fun. And like, sure, it helps deliver like more oxygenated blood to the areas that you need it.
Well, obviously.
You know, greater mitochondrial uptake and all these other things that are like actually have physiological responses in your body, which is awesome. But like, let's call it what it is. You get a sick, nasty pump, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like a just Terminator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Feels good.
And I like it. I like my little cheat for working on, I work out every day, but I have a little cheat where because drinking pre-workout and beta alanine is effortless.
Sure.
But once you do it, it's like, I need to now work out.
You must.
So I don't.
Or something bad will happen.
Exactly. So I
You
don't
have to do it.
carry all this crazy tingly energy into my
Yeah.
day. So that's kind of my trick to never miss a workout. Not
Great.
that I'm saying, not that
Yeah,
I'm
take a
recommending.
day off.
Yeah, take a day off.
Take a week.
Yeah, I don't, but you
We're
can.
all gonna die anyway.
You all can.
You don't have to be fit.
While you're taking days off, I'll be lifting. I'll be
You
training.
carrying the logs.
Yeah, who's gonna carry the logs
And the boats.
and the cars? You've made clients push cars as a workout, haven't
Yeah, absolutely. It's hilarious.
you? That's so funny.
It's super fun.
You just pop it in neutral and just say push it.
Yeah, it's usually my car unless somebody has a bigger one, then we'll use theirs.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll like drive it to the back of the club. There's like just a giant empty parking lot. I'll put it in neutral, pop on some like vanilla ice, and I'm just like, all right, suckers, you know what to do.
Yeah, the back of the fitness club.
Correct. Yes, I have referred to it as the club a few times.
The dance club. People are like, why are you pushing
What
cars
club?
in front of
But
Zany's Comedy
sometimes
Club?
I will like, if I'm like instructing a class or something, because we get to pick our own music in the class setting, which is a lot of fun. And I'll have my water bottle and I'll be like, put your drink up. And like people, I think they get a kick out of that. I don't know. I do.
I get a kick. That's so funny. Put your drinks
It's
up.
like, it's just water.
Yeah,
Just calm down.
yeah. And some beta alanine
Some beta.
pre-workout.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my stomach grumbling. It's
I'm
almost time
hungry
to-
too. Do you want to eat?
Yeah, I got. Do you get any more recommendations for life? Like, say somebody needed a recommendation for life, and you just had to tell them what to do.
Yeah. You know what I would say?
What?
When in doubt, take a nap. If you don't know what to do, nobody ever made a nap has never been a bad decision.
True.
Yeah.
Good.
I think that's my only one. Also, Mary Kay products. Just Mary Kay. Got this another wonderful client. Her name is Demita. She sells Mary Kay, and she always hooks me up with like their shea butter hand moisturizer, and I just like put that on my everything, and then I go to sleep. And I wake up and I'm like, a whole new girl. Yeah.
We got to hear the singing voice. I'm so happy. Okay, I got one more recommendation that I don't know how it's a recommendation, but it is the national anthem live. I went to a wrestling event recently.
You did. It was so cool.
And yeah, we got really good seats. But it had been a while since I'd heard the national anthem live with, 10, 12,000 people. And for whatever reason, I feel like everybody needs to do that like at least once a year because it
supercharged your patriotism.
Yeah.
Yes, America.
Sometimes we get just so caught up in the nitty-gritty differences between whatever side of the aisle you're on or the things that you like that a certain person does or dislike, but it's like, man, we were all on the same fucking team, and just the flag waving and the bombs bursting and everything just crumbling, but the flag was still there. Man, I get the goosebumps just talking about it.
The goosebumps.
The goosebumps. Yeah.
You want some goosies?
Yeah. So go wherever you got to go, to a sports game, a wrestling, whatever you got to do. Go and just don't even have to put your hand to your heart. Don't probably take your hat off.
Yeah, take your hat off.
But just listen to those words and just do it with a heart of gratitude. And man, it's great.
It is great. Where were we? I think it was 4th of July. We were driving back from the lake house and we were listening to Proud to Be an American. And we like rolled down the windows. I think I was like yelling out the sunroof. We were just crying. At least I know I'm free.
Yeah.
It was so powerful.
Yeah.
I've never been that American in my life.
Yeah. And I think
I drive a Volkswagen.
I know. I drive a Subaru, but I work at Ford, kind of.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think sometimes it's just something I don't think about. I think I try to be grateful every day for something, but it just hits you different when
Slaps.
yes. So I think we're gonna end on that. I think we should probably end on that. All right,
I'm really hungry.
okay. Me too, and I'm very excited for you to come back and see what the results are of your
Thank
strength
you.
training. Yeah,
Imagine if I really want to hit 300 pounds on my squat.
300 pounds.
That's a 25-pound jump though, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about it.
I would like to do it without like pissing myself also.
Yeah, don't piss or shit.
Please no poopsies.
Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.